Welcome back to another episode of How Did They Grow? I created this podcast because I wanted you to learn how other coaches, freelancers, service providers, and course sellers are growing their business, landing 10 to 20 new clients every single month, paying them 50, 100, 200K months. See, if they've done it, you can too. And that's just the reality. And I want you to listen to these podcasts to understand what strategies are they using, what techniques are they exploring, because it's in these gems that you can apply it to your business and actually scale things up. When you're ready and you feel like you actually want to learn practical, proven methodologies, or even you want to hire a team that can build you a profitable personal brand, book in a chat with our team because we can guarantee you go viral and guarantee you get clients for your business.
So what is up, guys? Welcome to the How Did They Grow podcast. And today we have Cameron Desani. He prefers to go as Cam, and he's going to tell us a lot about crypto today. He's a crypto coach. He's a crypto investor. He's got years of experience in crypto, and he's about to show us the details. Yeah. So Cameron, how you doing?
Doing well, man. Blessed to be here. Happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to have you as well, man. You are friends of our founder as well, so that's always great to have. Tell us a bit about yourself. Where you are now. How did you get here, and what are you doing?
Yeah, man. So originally from the San Francisco Bay Area, home to a lot of tech and crypto innovation. I've been involved in crypto and tech since 2019, and
Okay.
I think the main things to mention are I co-founded a project on decentralized exchanges. I have been a holder of Bitcoin since 2019, and I've basically been not just self-taught, but networking with a lot of different founders and traders to learn how to strategically invest in crypto for the long term, because I think the reality is a lot of people think crypto is get rich quick. And the reality is you can make money fast in crypto, but you can also lose money fast if you're not investing strategically in the right assets. But at the end of the day, my goal with crypto is to, one, build a portfolio for the long term that can be very, very, very helpful to my life and what I want to build, and also teach people how to do the same, because I think there's so much lost knowledge and all the noise of what crypto can do for people, and how it can be a really, really safe long-term investment just based on the data that we've seen over the years. So yeah, hopefully that's a good intro for you.
Yeah, that's a great intro, man. And what I would say is what you said is true. You know, there's a lot of limiting beliefs around crypto, like it's a get-rich-quick scam. Don't put your money there. You're just going to lose it. You're going to blow it, blah, blah, blah. And let me just play devil's advocate here. Like, tell me, why is crypto not a...
Yeah, so I mean, crypto is not a scam. It all depends on what you consider a scam, right? So like, to me, a scam means I give you my money, you take it, and you don't give me what you told me you were going to give me.
Definitely.
Right? So in reality, there are scams in crypto, right? There are people that take people's money to invest in their projects, and then they do a rug pull, which basically means they sell it all and everybody loses their money.
Yeah.
There are scams, but there's also scams in real estate. So does that mean real estate's a scam?
Okay.
No,
Exactly.
it means there's real estate and there's scams in crypto. Okay.
Like courses
So the
as well,
reality
you know?
is there's scams in courses as well. There's scams in any industry that you can think of, right? There's
Yeah,
AI
definitely,
scams. There's
definitely.
a guy or that created a Brad Pitt deep fake and proposed to a woman and basically took all her money somehow, right? Because he pretended to be Brad Pitt. So the point is there's scams in every industry. The reality is, what is crypto? Sure, right? The industry is not a scam. The same way the industry of real estate is not a scam. Crypto is the fastest growing asset class in history. That is a fact. That is why I'm a big believer in it, because even when there are market crashes, the next peak is always bigger and better. So I think that's why people need to understand, like, it's not too late, because even when the market crashes in about 4 to 6 months, which it will again, that's okay, because as long as you're playing for the long term, you will come out on top. And history has already shown that. Hence why Bitcoin has been at an all-time high of over 100,000 this year.
Wow. So what I'm getting is crypto is just like any other like venture in terms of like there are bad people who claim to be crypto guys, and there are people who are actually genuine people who are crypto guys. Same like with courses and with coaching and with real estate, as you said. So it's all about the knowledge, really, because if you really know what crypto is, as you said, you will. It's really hard for you to get scammed or have those limiting beliefs about crypto.
You got it. Couldn't have said it better.
Yeah, man. So like, you coach people, right? You said you have a group with all the. How do you get people over that hump of that limiting belief? Like how is it? Just, you know what I'm saying? Like, how do you get them over that? Because it's really big. Like the way it's portrayed generally is crypto, get rich quick, flashy cars, yada 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 yada. So how do you get people over that hump?
Yeah, so I think it's two main things. I think number one, showing them data, and number two, showing them personal results, right? So like I try to show undeniable proof of not everything that I've done alone, but also everything the market's done, right? So if you look at Bitcoin since 2009, since its inception, every time that there has been a crash and it's gone down to whatever all-time low and people get scared and they panic sell, it always goes to a bigger and better all-time high. So 2009 to now is about 15 years. And it's continued. History has continued to repeat itself. So let's look at like a really safe investment and compare this. The S&P 500, right? You're betting on the largest 500 companies in the world. I invest in the S&P 500. I invest about $7,000 a year in the S&P 500 because that's a very, very safe investment. Why would I invest in the S&P 500? Because history has shown that over the last 30 years, it has gone up, 9 to 10% year after year on average. Okay. What has Bitcoin shown since 2009? That it's gone up 50 to 100% year after year, despite all the crashes. Meaning, history is continuing to repeat itself and show that every dip comes with a bigger peak. Okay. So as long as you're understanding that you can't argue with that data, regardless of how emotional you want to be, it's still a great investment. So that's the first thing, just showing people data that they can't argue with based on history and deciding, do you want to bet on history or not? The second thing is personal results, right? So like, what have I done in crypto? I got into Bitcoin in 2019, 2020, when it was around 4K. Okay. And I've sold profits on the way up. Obviously, Bitcoin is over 100,000 and it's moving back and forth between, 95K and 110K in the last, couple months. And not only have I done that, but I've also built a portfolio that has done 6x since May of 2023. Okay. And I have proof of every win and loss that I've ever had. And yes, there has been losses on certain projects, but the reality is overall, if you're up 6x on your money since May of 2023, which is about 18 months, I mean, you're not going to see returns like that in any other asset class like stocks or real estate.
Yeah, and what you said about like loss, it's like any other business, there is going to be loss. What matters is what do they call it? The revenue or the profit you take home at the end of the day, because loss is inevitable. I don't think there's any business, any business venture that doesn't have to do with loss. I think the thing what people get scared is the scale of the loss, and mostly because it's intangible. They don't really see the thing. I think that's another big thing that people it's hard for people to get over.
I agree with you. And Michael, I'll also say this, right? Like, what is a loss? Because you can invest in anything and have a loss, but let's say you just never invest, right? So like you never invest in anything and you just, well, you're losing doing that too, because here's why.
Yeah, definitely.
Look at data. Inflation is going to make you lose your money every single year if you do not invest it. People don't see that or feel that until eggs are $10, until gas is this price, until everything grows up. 15, I was buying Jamba Juice for $3. Now it's 10. Okay. So your money, your salary that continues to stay the same, even in your safe job, your money isn't worth as much unless you're getting a raise every single year to keep up with inflation, which you're not. Most people are not.
Definitely. Yeah.
So it's just about understanding that, like, what is a loss? You're losing by not investing too.
I hope you're enjoying this podcast. I hope you're taking notes. I hope you're learning so much practical wisdom, because that's what I really wanted from this podcast. Now, I just want to quickly say, if you're looking for a team that can actually help you explode and go viral with your personal brand with proven methodologies, I say this because I've been doing this for the past 5 years. We've got a team of 30 people who are ready to go ahead and explode your brand so you can get clients begging to work with you. Have a chat with one of our advisors. You can book in a chat using one of the links around this video, because that chat might just change your life.
Definitely. And I would say, like, I wouldn't say you're losing more, but sometimes you are losing more depending on where you are in the situation of the economy. You might be losing more. Like
Sure.
back home where I'm originally from, Nigeria, the economy is like bad. Like it's bad, right? So
Yeah.
just having your money in your account, you're already losing. Because the dollar could go up by like, I don't know how to put it into terms, but it could just go up and down. It could go up.
Yeah.
It rarely comes down. So the point is, yeah, you're right. You're losing money, whether, as long as you're not investing in anything, because inflation is guaranteed. You are losing money, basically.
Exactly. And like I said, bro, like if people look at like my page and they can see the screen recordings and they can see the results and they can see the, the house I live in and they can see the BMW and the Rolex and all the flashy stuff that they want to see to think this is the proof. The reality is, bro, like, I try to be different than everybody else, because a lot of these investment coaches or crypto coaches or investment in any industry, they can show screenshots, but they can't show cash, right? So I have I say infamous because like it's frowned upon by a lot of people, but I have an infamous picture of me with $200,000 cash, like actual cash that you can see on my profile.
Right in front
And
of you.
the reason I put that there is not to show off. It's just to show you that like I'm not lying. It's to show you that the money is real from crypto that I can liquidate and pull out, and then I can put back in if I want. Right. So I'm just here to show people, like, look, there is people out there that are really winning from crypto long term. Like I said, I've been involved for 6 years. And there's a way to win.
There's a way to win. Definitely. Just like anything, man. Just like fitness. You try to tell people that go to the gym. People are like, do I have to go to the gym? Yada, 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 yada. But you are showing people that, hey, this is actually possible. And like, if I'm trying to maybe translate what you did with the picture of you with the cash, some fitness coaches will go on a rut per se. They will go and binge and gain 10, 20 pounds and lose it just to show their followers that, hey, this is possible. You're just the one who is choosing not to how do I say, to make the change and to get better.
100%. And dude, even with fitness, right? It's like, are you doing it to lose 20 pounds so you can look really cute in your bikini in San Diego on a weekend? Or are you, and then that's fine. That's not a bad motivation, but that's the same motivation style as I want to get rich quick from crypto. And the reality is you can want those things, and that's not unreasonable. But what you really should want is, dude, I want to know that over the next 30 years, 40 years, I'm continuing to improve my health. I'm continuing to be able to make gains in the gym. I'm continuing to develop my mental and physical fitness by working out and eating correctly. And take that mindset and move it to crypto and feel the same way about it. Understand that, bro, if you were involved since 2009, you would never have to work again. I'm late to the game. I started in 2019, 10 years later, when it was already, quote unquote, too late, right? That's why people are like, oh, it's too late. I missed the crypto thing. No, you didn't, because there's going to be another crash in 4 to 6 months, and we're all going to buy the big dips on certain projects. Bitcoin is just the main one, but the real money is made on the decentralized projects, which we can talk about if you'd like. But strategically in the decentralized projects is what is going to make people ridiculous money. Right now, we're doing it. And then also after the crash, it's going to happen even bigger than it's ever been.
Okay. You speak a lot about this crash. I'm curious. Is it like you're expecting the crash, or you're just saying it hypothetically? Like, is it something you guys can see? Like, is it something you're expecting, like a season or?
Yeah. So if you look at the charts of Bitcoin, every 2 years, there's basically a crash and something happens, right? So we're approaching that time again. Okay. So if history repeats itself, we're going to have another crash. There's no reason that it won't happen because right now we're at this like all-time high. Trump is in office. Really good things are happening for crypto. But that's like an inflation of what's really going on in crypto. So eventually that's going to have to regulate, and there will be that crash, like there always has been every few years.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, so that makes sense. Now I really get what you're saying. Tell us more about that coin you and your friend founded.
Yeah. So basically, and I want to explain this. I try to explain crypto in a way that like is simple English. So the way I'm going to describe this is going to be very simple as opposed to like complicated and very techy, right?
Okay.
And I think that's the gap that a lot of crypto.
That's good for me.
Yeah. So I think it's good for everybody because when I used to try to learn about crypto, people would like tell me it in a way that was so technical, and I'm like, maybe like we need to describe this in an easier way. So basically, man, the coin we invented, what it did was it liquidated funds on a trading exchange. So let me break that down. A trading exchange is where people can trade crypto. There's something called margin trading. Okay. There's something called margin trading, which means you can borrow money to trade on the exchange. Okay. You can do margin trading with regular stocks too. On Robinhood, people go and borrow money from Robinhood to trade.
Okay. Makes sense.
It's called margin trading. Let's say I borrow 10 grand to trade on this crypto exchange, and then I lose. The project we created takes my 10 grand and gives it back to the exchange, so the exchange can pay out whoever they need to pay out. Because in trading, there's always a winner and a loser, right? So basically, it's just technology that allows funds to move within an exchange. Okay. The same way Robinhood has their own technology, whatever they're using. I don't know the details of what Robinhood does, but there's a technology that if I borrow from Robinhood and I lose, they're not just like, hey man, can you give it back? Right? They're not asking me for it. They're taking my money because I lost.
Taking it. Yeah.
So we did the same thing on a crypto exchange, right? And why this was so valuable, bro, Mike, you have to realize too. Why is it valuable? People do this in every industry. They take something from China and they bring it to the US, right? So we took something from the regular stock market and trading and brought it to the crypto world. That's why it was so valuable.
Okay. Let me try and tell you what I understood, and hopefully I got it right. So you created a system. In my mind, it's like a tech system, but you built a coin around that system. Is that what it is?
You got to think of it this way. Everything you said was right. It's the tech system. The coin is the stock of the system. The same way if you buy Tesla tomorrow, you own part of Tesla, right? So we created a stock of the tech system in crypto.
Oh, okay. So what's the name of the crypto? The coin?
Yeah, so it's called LIQ, L-I-Q.
LIQ. Cool. That's cool. The viewers will definitely check it out. It's booming right now, is it?
So honestly, dude, it's not. And the reason why is because, like I said, with every crypto peak and fall, there's certain coins that just won't make it further. The reality is we had a concept for this coin. Did it actually ever get to that point where it was actually working? No, but it didn't matter because we were able to make our money just based on the marketing of the coin. And that's okay. That's what people don't understand, right? The reality is Tesla is always going to be a big company and they're going to continue to grow and the stock will grow long term, right? But a lot of things in crypto are short-lived, but as long as you can understand how to time the situations in short situations, you can still make money in the short term. So LIQ only lasted for about a year. We made our money. Everybody got out fine. There was no rug pull where people got screwed over.
Yeah.
And then we moved on to the next thing.
Cool. But the LIQ is still active, right? The system, the tech thing is still active.
It's technically still active, yeah. It's just not something that we're actively pursuing. Yeah.
Okay, makes sense. I really get it now. I was gonna ask, so what is the strategy, man? What is the strategy? Is it anything similar to Forex trading? Because I have a little bit of background in Forex trading.
Yeah, let me give you some insight. So the trading strategy that we use is understanding that there's always levels to where you can invest in crypto. Meaning, and I'll give you an example of like a different industry.
Okay.
Where do you buy your groceries?
Just the closest place.
Safeway, Trader Joe's, or where do you live? I don't even know
Oh,
where you're
no.
at.
No, I'm back home. I'm back home in West Africa, bro. Yeah, so
You're in West Africa. Okay, so
yeah,
I'm talking US, so I'm in the US. So
yeah.
most people, they go to the store though. You go to a store to get your groceries, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So does everybody else. There's a
Yeah.
level above that that's closer to the source, which is what? You can go pick berries yourself. People do that.
True. Yeah.
You can go to a lake and fish if you really want to. You can go to hunt for deer or whatever you want to hunt for. There are people that hunt for food and then sell to stores, right? That's how the supply chain works. The same thing exists in crypto, meaning you can go to Coinbase, right? Which is the easiest way in the United States to buy crypto. It is user-friendly. It is safe. Your money will not get hacked. Like, it's covered, so on and so forth. But there's a level above that that's closer to the source, and it's called, the term for it is called primary crypto markets. Okay. Coinbase is a secondary crypto market, which means every asset that's like approved and regulated in crypto makes it to Coinbase. But by the time it makes it to Coinbase, a lot of the profits are already made. Meaning, I'll give you an example.
The train's already going.
The train's already going, meaning it's already regulated. People know about it. It's easy to get. But what if you were able to get faster, right? And before the masses hop on, cheaper too, right? So I'll give you an example, and you can Google this and cross-reference what I'm saying.
Sure, man.
There's a token called AVAX that a lot of people know about now. AVAX. Okay. In 2020, it was about 50 cents. Okay. But it wasn't listed on Coinbase yet, which is why a lot of people didn't buy it, because they're like, oh, I gotta buy it somewhere else. I don't want to do that. It's not safe. Okay. Well, year later, it was $66 on Coinbase, meaning it got listed on Coinbase at $66. Do you understand that 50 cents to $66? That is
that's like
1,000%
so many
gain.
hundreds of percentage. Yeah.
Not hundreds,
That's
thousands.
crazy.
So
Whoa.
let's do the math. If I put $100 into AVAX, and it went up
like
13,000%.
123,000. Is my math good?
No, it's a little high. So $100 would become $13,000. $1,000, $130,000.
Okay, yeah. That makes whoa.
And would become 1.3 million.
Whoa. And so what you're saying is, you're saying is people were able to buy that from, let's say, the fish market, if we're using the groceries terminology, the fish market. But they were saying, oh, it's not safe, it's not healthy. I'd rather wait till it gets to the grocery store and it's all packaged up and cut. And when it gets to the grocery store, it's already expensive. The cost has gone up. So if you were able to get that, and if you were able to be the guy who gets it from the fish market and sells it to the grocery store, that's the kind of analogy I'm using right now. Yeah, definitely. That's crazy, bro. And the margins are insane.
That's what I'm saying. And bro, like, obviously I'm not saying people should go to the river and fish for their own fish, because that takes 8 hours of time. It's not a good return on your investment to do that unless that's your industry, right? The point is, getting onto the primary markets isn't actually that hard. People just don't know how to do it. So that's what I help people do. One of the things I help people do is get on the right primary markets so they can invest in these coins early. And if you look, bro, I'm not saying you should gamble 10 grand on AVAX if you really don't know what you're doing, but $100 to make 13 grand, where are you getting returns like that anywhere else? And worse, you're wrong. You lose $100, but you could put $100 on Apple or Tesla, and it's not going to really go anywhere. So where would you put your money? So,
man, I'm really getting what you're saying, and it's really on my head. So let's let's say, so your message now, like let's just say your main message now is trying to inform people to hop on the primary markets, and it's like it's a new, I don't want to call it a scheme. No, not a scheme, but like a method, right? That's your message that you're trying to push out to people, and you're using social media as a means. Am I right?
Correct.
So how important of a role would you say social media plays?
Dude, I think social media is a blessing and a curse because
Mm,
look, we're all people that waste time on social media, but
mm,
it's also a way where you can get your message out at scale, right? Before social media, what did we have to do? Go door to door. Then we were able to at least pick up the phone. Then we were able to send
mm.
emails. Now we're able to build an audience of people that want to hear what you have to say.
Yeah.
And that's how I'm able to spread my message, because I'm trying to make crypto simple, because nobody made it simple for me until I happened to just meet the right people.
Mm,
Right. And like, I'm not even going to sit here and say that was like strategic. Like, yeah, I went to conferences and networking events and I happened to meet the right people. Right. But like,
yeah.
what about the people that don't have the opportunities to maybe like go to these events, or maybe they don't have the confidence to speak to people yet, or
Yeah.
maybe they're scared to invest and don't know where to start, or think it's too late. Like, I'm here to help people get over that so they can realize that if you're in your 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, it doesn't matter. It's not too late to get on the crypto
It's
train.
not. Yeah, definitely. And definitely, man, I think social media is really like, I think, yeah, there is bad sides to it, but I think if you know what you're doing, well, you can't argue that most people don't know what they're doing, but if you know what you're doing, man, social media is like, it's a gold mine, bro. Like it's there's so many ways to make money on social media, and people do take advantage of that and run scams and all that. But the point is, people like you who have a message or a vision where you want to reach out to people who are whatever age and let them know crypto is not a scam, because you've been there and you had to do it the hard way, but you want to give it to people. You want to give your method to people in the easy, accessible, downloadable way, the same way me, who knows nothing about crypto, you just downloaded the information to me, and you want to do that to as many people as possible. Am I right?
Exactly, bro. And look, like, let's say maybe you like only have a couple $100s to your name. I'm not saying you should put that into crypto. What I'm saying is, for the people that have steady income, that have disposable income that they can use, every 2 weeks, every 4 weeks, to put a little bit into a portfolio that's going to build over time, I think crypto is a great place to put that, based on history and based on personal results. And let's say you're that guy that, only has a couple $100s to his name. The best thing you can do is start learning, right? So I have an Instagram account, I have an email list, I give away a lot of free information where at least you can start learning. And what I would recommend for those people is start learning, but also, obviously, and this sounds easier said than done, and a lot of people might feel whatever about this, but it's like, you need to build stable income, right? So you have to learn a skill that's going to allow you to get paid so you can build stable income, save it, and then invest it. Now, can I also, quote unquote, help you do that? Sure. It's not something that like I charge for necessarily, but I'm an open book and I'm here to help people. So even if you're like not really like ready to invest, you can DM me and I will do my best to guide you in the right direction.
Definitely. And I think that's in line with the kind of people, you said you're friends with the founder as well. Like, that's the kind of person he is, and I really love that. It's one of the reasons I work with Simplex. And yeah. So how do you say, like, what are your visions for social media? Do you see yourself becoming the face of crypto? Is that something you see in the future next?
No, I don't, honestly. And it's not something
Mm,
that I care to do. Like, I'll tell you what
mm,
my are business wise. I would like to grow my group to 500 people. Okay. Right now we're at 161. Okay. And what I want to do is serve a small group of people, and 500 is a lot of people, but compared to like big influencers,
yeah.
I would like to grow my audience to, sorry, not my audience. I would like to grow my group to 500 people and serve those 500 people at the highest level, not just in crypto, but in whatever areas of life that I can help in, right? Because I feel like what has made me happy in life is not just being financially secure, but also being healthy and fit, and also having really good relationships with people, both men and women, right? Example, I used to have a really abundant and quality single life. I used to date multiple women that, surpass most people's standards. And, now I've settled down with, the girl that I always wanted, and, we're planning on getting married soon. So that's a complete life that I envision that, if you're a man in this world, what else do you want? You want to be financially secure. You want to make good money. You want to be healthy and
Provide.
fit. And you want to have a good dating life and have cool friends. And obviously I'm leading with crypto in terms of business, because I got to get people in the door with me to understand, hey, I can make you money here, but let's build the rest of your life after that. That's really my dream, to be able to do that at a high level for a small group of people.
Okay, man. I really understand where you're coming from in terms of the small group of people, because you want to be able to make sure that it's not just get as many people in here and print as much cash as I can from these people. No, you actually want to be able to focus your energy on this small group of people, according to you. Like, you don't want to have a group that you can't focus on. You want a number of people that are how do I say, can get your attention maximally, and you want to work with them.
Yeah. And dude, I've already been, right? Like, I have clients that have been working with me for 6, 9, even 12 months in different areas of life, not just strategically investing in crypto, but also on other things. And, that's not a subject for this podcast today, but the point is I can help people in multiple ways. And I don't want to necessarily limit myself to one thing if I can change people's life and impact them in multiple ways.
Definitely, man. I really resonate with that. Tell me a little bit more about your group. Like, how long have you had it for? And how long did it take you to grow to 160, you said? And how are you looking to get to 500? What are your plans? Are you going to do like ads? Or are you going to do organic content? What are your plans?
Yeah. So May 2023 was about 18 months ago. I started the group that year. So I would say a little under 2 years is how long I've had the group. What's my plan to grow it? And how did I get to this spot, and how did I grow it? So the first clients I had all came organically, just from like reaching out to people I knew and like showing them what I was doing and seeing if they wanted to be involved. And then I have ran ads as well. So ads is definitely something that is interesting, because the algorithms on Facebook and Instagram specifically continue to change. So you have to continue to pivot. So for example, like in 2024, early in 2024, and even late 2023, DM ads were really, really popular. You run an ad, people DM you, the targeting works, you get the right people, and then you can convert them eventually. Then that stopped working for whatever reason with the algorithm update. And now it's all about follower ads, right? Get somebody to follow you, nurture them. It takes a little longer, because trust is at an all-time low, especially in the social media economy. So that's what I like to do, is run follower ads, get people to follow me, send them some free value. I have a PDF that explains, it's 25 pages and shows not just all our results, but proof of all the historical data in the market, what we're predicting for 2025 and 2026, and how people can get involved, right? And I have an email list where I email people, every other day, and I just show them like insights into what we're doing. And that way they can see, like, over time, if you look back, if you've been on my email list for 2 months, you can Google the prices at the dates that I'm saying and see that we're up 6x based on the buys that we've made, right? So how do I want to continue to grow the business to 500 clients? I think ads is always going to be a way, but I do want to get heavier involved in content as well.
And then you sound like you're really experienced in all the funnels and all that. So let me just ask, is this something you're doing on your own, or you have a team behind you?
So I've worked with different agencies and coaches and partners. I do have somebody that I consult with for ads. Organic, I haven't necessarily teamed up with anybody yet. No. Yeah,
man. That's cool, man. We have an audience of what's it called? We have an audience of coaches and creators and people like you. I wanted to explain to you, but you said you knew Cash, but like, we have people watching us who are not able to afford our our high-end services. So we really like try to get people like you who are already up there and try to explain and how to give them the insight and be able to navigate these little issues. So how's your content looking like? Is it like you post every day? What is that? What is that?
Yeah, so I do a post a day. I try to do a reel at least every day, if not every other day.
Yeah.
Do stories. I'll promote my email list on my stories. I'll write an email to my list. I try to do an email every day, if not every other day. And then I'll do like one long form YouTube every week, just like talking head, like talking to my car. And then I've been going on podcasts recently too, like this, and I'm getting the clips, created so I can put them as short form content on my Instagram.
Yeah, man, you sound like you got a hang of the content part. So I think the viewers can benefit enough. Let's get right back into crypto. Okay, so let's say let's say I'm who I am, because right now I've got really no knowledge about crypto. And I come to you and I say, man, I've been hearing all this fuss about crypto. I feel like I want to get into it, but I don't know, right? Because I've got money. It's not like I don't have capital, but I don't want to just throw it all away on something that I don't know is going to work, right? So let's just like maybe run a little role play. Picture me as the audience or your prospect or someone you're going to work with in the future. And what are you going to say to me if I come to you, knock on your door, and just say that to you?
Yeah. So my first question for you would be, how much disposable income do you have to invest? 500, 1,000, 5 grand, 10 grand?
100.
Where are you at?
Yeah.
500? Okay. So if you have 500, what I would recommend is diversifying that 500 strategically across 10 to 15 decentralized projects.
Yeah.
When I say decentralized, just to explain what that means the projects on the primary crypto markets that we were talking about before, that you can put $25 in each of these, and they, based on the research that me and my team have done, they have potential to 5 to 10x. Okay. So even $25 times 5 to 10, it's not a bad game for yourself, right? That can happen over the next months, specifically before the next crash happens, right? And then you'll take your profits from that, and then you can either do whatever you want with it, or you can reinvest during the crash. But understand, bro, and I want to be transparent with everybody, when you reinvest during the crash, you need to be willing to let that money sit for 6 to 12 to even 18 months before the bull run happens again, before the peak happens again, because then it's going to be a bigger peak, and all that money that you reinvested is going to be even worth more. So that's what I would recommend. Now, if you were somebody that had more money, like 5 to 10 grand, you're ready to invest in crypto, I would still operate on the same strategy. You would just be diversifying like more into different coins than others, as opposed to just evenly distributed, because that way you can kind of play with your risk.
Yeah, and I think that's a really smart way to play, in terms of like diversifying the assets, because one's gonna pop. One is gonna pop, that's for sure. You just have to play it safe and know that whichever one it is, I got one toe in there, one toe in the other one, just to make sure that you're safe. And I think that's a really great strategy. And especially like if someone is skeptical about, the whole crypto thing, once you let them know like that, I think it's easy going from there.
Yeah, 100%, bro. And like I said, like I'm very transparent. Like I post the cash, I post the screen recordings. You can Google the buys that we've made and see the prices on the dates that we made them.
Yeah.
And I have an entire PDF showing the date we bought in, the date we sold. You can go to ChatGPT and type it in yourself. What price was this at on this date? And what price was it on this date? And see if I'm telling the truth, right? You don't just have to take my word for it. But the point is I put everything out there so you can see, like, this is not a joke. Like, this is real. There's real money to be made here. And I hope people realize it before another 4 bull runs go by and they just miss they miss the biggest runs, so that's why I'm here.
Yeah, definitely. I think transparency is also a big part. You spoke about that picture of you with 200 grand in cash. You said it's a bit infamous. Well, tell me a bit about that.
Well, yeah, man. I mean, here's the thing. Like, people say maybe, oh, it's bad luck to like show your money, or like, look, that's not all of my money either, right? Nobody should ever show exactly what they
Exactly.
have. I think there's definitely, bad luck associated with that. But I like to show people proof, and certain people want to say, oh, he's showing off, or he's flexing or whatever, and whatever they might say. But it's like, do you want to listen to somebody that has the results or somebody that doesn't have the results? So this is the way I can show you the results better than anybody else that can just post a screenshot, right? Anybody can
Mm,
post a screenshot that they can, take, but how many people can take a picture physically holding cash? Like, that's a lot harder to do.
mm,
So,
yeah.
that's kind of why I do it.
Yeah, and I think it kind of ties back to that example we spoke about fitness. I think it's I'm not gonna say it's easy to get jacked and get a six pack, but a lot of people get six packs but don't really know the science behind it. And they post pictures of their six packs, which in this context will be pictures of their trades and their Lamborghinis. But you are showing in the example of the fitness trainer, you were showing that you were able you can go from rock bottom, which is gaining 20 pounds, and lose that and show people that, hey, I know what I'm doing. This isn't luck. This is a proven system. And that's what you're doing with your transparency thing and the picture of you with the cash.
Yeah, 100%, man. And like I said, like, I don't have a problem showing that. And if people aren't motivated by that, that's okay. Like, I'm not here to like be inspiring or motivating to everybody, but I am here to help the people that understand what undeniable proof looks like and get involved with the right people. Because look, like I said, I didn't figure this out on my own over the last 6 years. Like, I had help, right? And I have really, really good traders in my group that consult
Mm,
with me, help me build my portfolio, and they're doing the same thing for the people in the group. So like, we invest in the things that we tell you to invest in. It's not like we're just telling you to invest without doing it ourselves.
yeah.
So that's kind of what we're going for.
Yeah, man. And we spoke a lot about your goals without me even directly asking you about your goals. You spoke about how you're planning to get engaged with your girl, how you vision yourself in the future being with 500 people and just helping them, not even on a crypto level, but just building a tribe, I would say, a tribe of well-rounded men financially, physically, and all that. Is there any other goals you have, or you just want to touch more on these two that you mentioned?
Yeah, I mean, and this is an interesting thing, right? Because like, I'm not saying like I don't want to help women. I think women want to invest too, but I think women are less interested in investing than men. I just think that's biologically proven to be true over time. People may feel the type of way about it, but the reality is
Yeah,
women don't have the financial pressure to provide like men do, right? So they're going to be less
that's true.
interested in it. And also, to the sexual marketplace, to the dating marketplace, a woman having money matters way less than a man having money. So women don't feel
Yeah,
the need to invest because they know like they could just find a guy that is able to provide for them one day. And that's going to be enough for them. They don't really need to like take those risks that men do with investing. But that, I say all that just to say, like, I'm here to help women too. That's just, I don't have any female clients, right? So like, obviously
mm,
women don't see content and feel obliged to want to invest. Um,
yeah.
what other goals do I have? That's a good question. I just want to continue to level up and serve more people, bro. Like I said, like, I have a goal of 500 people. I think I'm on track to get there. Um, I think the best feeling in the world for me, like, here's the reality, right? Investing doesn't change anybody's life but myself and like my girl and like the people that are close to me, right? The experiences that I can have with close people. That's cool. I'm not saying that's not important, but helping other people change their lives that I don't necessarily know. Like, I've made so many friends from my group that like we've gone on trips together. They're like part of my group. Like, they're part of my tribe. They're part of my life now, right? People that have helped me in different ways. Like, I have doctors in my group. I have other tech guys in my group. I have nurses. I have lawyers. I have people that I can go to for advice in different areas because I've earned their trust, right? And now we've become
Yeah.
friends. I want to continue to build a network of people. And this is not just like in California, in the Bay Area. Like I have friends in Raleigh, I have friends in Miami, I have friends in New York. Like I have friends everywhere simply because I ran ads and decided to put my message out there and people decided to connect with me on it. So, yeah, just continuing to grow the network, bro, grow the business. And I want to travel more for sure. And I want to like touch people in different areas. Like I want to go overseas and like, I would like to like speak publicly more. That's not something that
On stage.
yeah, like on stage. I've never done that in front of like people and like I've done it in front of like 10 people, but not in front of like a big group. And yeah, that is something that I'd like to do because I think that would be really impactful for a lot of people.
Yeah, definitely. I think, as I run this podcast, as I host it, I speak to a lot of coaches, and it's always the same thing about like being able to impact the life of someone being able to put their trust in you and you being able to deliver and impact their life. It's something you can't put a price on, man. That feeling, you can't put a price on it.
The feeling you can't, bro. And like I said, like people sometimes wonder, it's like, why do you charge to do what you do? It's because like, dude, we all have to make a living. And like, I would rather make a living doing something that I love rather than doing something that I hate. So like, yeah, I'm going to charge, but also you got to realize everything that people pay for, they value more. Meaning like
Definitely.
people go, people pay $10 a month for Planet Fitness and most of them don't go. But if you pay for Bay Club or Equinox in the US, they're $250 a month gym memberships, you're probably going to go more often, right?
Definitely.
So people make progress when there's something on the line, right? But when there's nothing on the line and you're just browsing YouTube all day, well, you don't really have any skin in the game. So sometimes it makes sense to invest in yourself. Other times it doesn't. That's up to you to decide.
Well, yeah, man. One more thing about your goals that I want to ask is like, maybe this is going to be tricky. I don't know, but what happens when you get to 500?
Ooh. So when I'm at 500, I will probably really take a long break, meaning I'll just serve the people in my group. I'll stop running ads. I'll stop posting content for a little bit. When I say a little bit, I mean, look, I like to work. Like I like doing what I do. So like, I'm not like when I go on vacation, after like 4 or 5 days, I'm like, okay, time to get back to my goals. But I think once I get to 500 and I've really hit that mark, I'll take like maybe a 3-month, a quarter off, and I'll like go travel different countries with my girl. And I'll like I'll like experience new things. Like I'll pick up a hobby, or I'll like learn something new, or I'll learn a new language or something. And I'll just do something else for a little bit while continuing to serve the people in my group, because I've never had the time to like do a lot of stuff outside of work and my business. And, like that takes up the majority of my time. Building a business takes, 8 to 10 hours a day, if not more. And I'm not saying I want to break from that, but I do want to celebrate that and do things that have been on my list for a long time that I haven't been able to do.
Definitely. I should have asked this earlier, but your clients, from the way you speak, your clients seem to be like lifetime clients, right? With fitness is like you do a program for 3 months. Your clients seem to be like they work with you together, like you're building a tribe, basically.
Yeah, and that's what I want to do, right? Like I'm not into transactional relationships because it's get a return on my time too. And if I can continue to help people's life, build their lives long term, which I'm doing, right? I have people that have been with me for years, 6 months in, 8 months in, a year in, multiple years in, and continuing to help them in different ways. That's really what I want to do. So yeah, I mean, I try to keep people involved. I don't really have to try that hard, because once you're in my group, like you see value, like you see the value and you just want to stay and be a part of it.
Yeah, man, definitely. I just looked at the time, bro, and we've been speaking for almost an hour, and it feels like nothing. We'd love to keep going, man, because I'm really loving. I'm digging a lot into your life. You're not even like digging into mine, but it's you. This is your show, and
Sure.
let me see a good way to end. Let me think. How about, let me ask you this. We ask this a lot on this podcast. Get ready. So,
Cool.
What is one thing you would wish I asked you on this pod?
Oh, that's a good question. I guess, I mean, like the best closing question is how can people get involved, then what do I actually even do for people? Like, what's the full thing, right? We just haven't asked that yet.
that one. Oh yeah, that one is like we always.
Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I'm saying, like, we always ask at the end, like the closing thing is like, how can people reach you and learn more about your work? But I didn't really ask what the system is like. That's true. The system of the coaching and all that. So you can break that down.
For sure. Happy to explain that, man. So I mean, basically, there's 3 pillars to the program. Step 1, we get you onboarded onto the primary crypto exchanges. Okay, so you can get those 60 to 90% discounts before everything makes it to Coinbase. Okay, so we get you onboarded. Then we handpick the assets for you. So I have a team of traders that does this full time. All they do is look for the best assets. I invest in those assets and then we pass those on to you. Okay. Once again, you can spend 20 hours a week researching and learning this stuff on your own, or you can leverage experts like actual rich people do, right? So rich people invest in hedge funds. Why? Because they want to outperform the returns of average people, right? Do they trade themselves on the hedge fund? No. Hedge fund traders do it for them. Right? So you have to decide, do you want to operate like a broke person or you want to operate like a rich person so you can become rich? Okay? So now, once again, I think I explained this before we even started recording. I want to touch on this real quick. Typically, if you are not an accredited investor in the United States, you are not able to invest in a lot of investments because you're not accredited. What does that mean? To be an accredited investor, you have to either make $200,000 a year or you have to have $1 million net worth, not including your house. Okay. Both of those things are pretty hard to do. What about if you make 100 grand a year? What if you make 150? What if you make 190? You're still not accredited. So by law, you cannot legally invest in a hedge fund. So what I've done is I've democratized hedge fund investing, especially in crypto, to the masses by basically saying, hey, we're not going to manage your money like a hedge fund will. We will consult with you and basically show you what we're doing so you can do it too. And that's how you get around the accredited investor loophole. So basically this opportunity can now be available to anybody that wants to see very high returns like a hedge fund investor would. But now you don't even have to be an accredited investor. So like I said, step 1, primary markets, we get you onboarded. Step 2, our team handpicks assets for you. We've done a 6x return since May of 2023. Okay. And step 3, give you unlimited access to me personally and me and my team of researchers. So you can ask any questions that you have. Okay. And I'll always feel like confident and supported in the choices that you're making.
Yeah, man, definitely. That makes a lot of sense. And the last thing you said, I don't know whether we said this before we started recording, but it's like when you said about bringing the hedge funds to the people, like you said, people bring methods from China over to the US. So you're basically bringing this thing that people have no access to and handing it to them in a way that it's easy for them to access and also legal, you know?
Exactly that. Exactly.
Yeah, man. So to end, where can people find you to learn more about your work?
So I do everything on Instagram. You can type in Profit with Cam. So Profit with KAM. Okay. You can follow me. You can shoot me a DM and I'll send you a 25-page PDF that basically breaks down my entire strategy, what we do, proof of all the results that we've had. You can Google and cross-reference them. And it's the best place to reach me.
Yeah, guys. So it's Profit with Cam. That's PROFITWITHKAM, right? And that's it for this one, guys. That's it for this one, guys. Thank you, Cameron, for coming on. And this has been an amazing podcast. We didn't even know like an hour has flown by. Amazing one. Catch up some other time, right?
Let's do it. Yeah, happy to come back anytime.
Lovely, man.
I really hope you enjoyed this podcast. I want you to go away and execute everything there is that you've learned. Now, one thing I will say is if you're in a position where you're ready to actually take things to another level, you want structured, clear guidance, you want a team that can actually help accelerate you, book in a chat with our advisors. Why? We can blow up your personal brand to attract clients begging to work with you. All you got to do is book in a chat with our advisors and we can help make it happen. Sound fair enough?